So, it's been a while, ain't it, Jack? We need to get this engine, Cosworth YB, bolted back together because she's coming back, isn't she, Jack? So,
take 3, isn't it? Getting
take 3, yeah. So, what we've been doing was, behind the scenes, we've been collecting parts, getting stuff aqua blasted, cleaning bits off. We'll quickly run through a few things. Dave ain't here, it's just me and Jack. He's been the horses, Cheltenham, betting on horses. I don't think does he even know how to bet. he just bet on a Dave, wouldn't he?
Dave horses.
Dave horses. So, stuff from Burton Power, gaskets, water pump, all that bits and bobs.
I think we went through that.
Yeah, we've been through that. So, and then box of treats here. This is going to make a mess, isn't it?
Yep.
Where is it? Oh, hello. She's a weighty bugger. Try not to make a mess. Snail. Reconditioned snail. So, our original turbo has been reconned by Midlands Turbos.
Yeah.
So I think it comes with guarantee and all that. So, yep, that's one piece to the puzzle. Shut this up, and then factory coatings sorted this out. So we did have a bit of a palaver with this.
Yeah, we haven't seen this. So.
No, we haven't. This is the first time. When you see it, we see it. So one part, the exhaust manifold, and it's been coated in like a heat temp treatment.
Looking good.
Yeah, so looks like new. So it ain't gonna. Obviously, we had that. I think we had it aqua blasted.
Yeah.
But if you leave it, it just goes rusty again. So it's all been treated. What else we got in here? But it's 2-wheel drive. There's 2 parts of the manifold. So that's the other part. And then...
Now this, we had some trouble with, didn't we?
Yes. So, if you can remember, this is our rocker cover. So, what the problem is, I know you're saying it's a lovely nice red, but we wanted this skimming. Then that's like polished aluminium, same as original then, isn't it? But the problem is, like he said, you could weld that up and you could polish this, but for some reason, until we got it painted, he then said he couldn't skim it because it's too thin. But I wish he just said from the start, mate, it's been skimmed too many times.
Yeah.
I can't do it. We would have left it. I would have sold this rocker and bought a new one. But what we're going to do, we're going to buy another rocker. So get in touch if you've got a 2-wheel drive rocker cover without a hole, breather hole. So it's like original. We will buy it off you.
Yeah. And if you want to buy a rocker
if you want to buy a nice red rocker cover, get in touch. Or it's a bit of wall art.
Yeah.
So, but we're going to fit it for now. It's going to seal the engine up. But he's done a nice job. I mean, what he was trying to say, because it had been blasted and that so many times before.
I don't know if you can see on here, but there's no like lip on the where it's got the writing and stuff that you'd have skimmed. There's no lip on it anymore.
Yeah.
There's some bits that like.
He said, and could it have been blasted before badly? It's pitted it all.
Yeah.
And obviously he's put on effect. What he's saying is that's quite thick powder coat, and he'd have to take quite a bit off. I don't know. I'm not a skimmer or.
Yeah. It looks weird. It looks like obviously on the Cosworth side, it's a nice chunky.
There's not enough meat there.
Bottom,
that's what he's. I don't know if you can get that on camera. There's not enough meat there to skim it, and it'll end up skim. You know, like when your head gasket goes and your cylinder head has you can only skim it so many times, and this has obviously been done before, but.
I mean, it works, it's not the look, is it? That's all.
Looks a part.
Let's get out of here.
So, and the other thing we have done is like the pulleys and a few brackets. We've had zincs, we've had the alternator reconditioned. And then we've been to Nutters. If you've watched the previous episode with the putting the stuff on the underneath, like subframes and running gear. Nutters has supplied us, basically they're the original ones, and then they've supplied us like for like, new.
Yeah.
So we've got all new bits and bobs to get this all bolted back together. So let's get this unwrapped then, Jack, and get some work done, eh?
Yep. First problem of the day.
Yeah, we've only put the manifold on so far. So, you'll probably know this, and hopefully I'll find out. Surely there's a gasket on that, isn't there?
You would have thought so.
Look, if you remember back in the day, Jake took the engine apart because he was giving it a chuck. But now Jake isn't here, is he?
Should have got his back down.
He wouldn't know anyway. So I'm on the Ford Owners Club.
But we have bought a full gasket set, and it doesn't look like it's in that gasket set, so whether it comes separately.
The guy just said, is there a gasket that goes between the top elbow and the exhaust manifold on a 2-wheel drive? Can't find one for sale. Just had to take mine off and found there is no gasket there and had a light leak from it. So if there isn't a gasket, we might have to put some kind of sealer on it, but
seems odd though, it wouldn't be sealed.
No, and no one's commented, anybody needs some help on this one? No, there isn't a gasket, just make sure the two faces are flat. Flat what? You got a face flatting rule, have you? No, let's just put that on there. We're going to have to put a bit of gasket sealer around that, aren't we?
Something's got to be better than nothing, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah, so this is some high temperature gasket sealer. So I'm just putting a light smearing on. I mean, you could use exhaust paste, but that's quite... Yeah, they say you don't need to use anything, but put a light smearing if there is any little gaps.
We'll find out, won't we?
But that is still quite accessible when the engine's in, so...
Fingers crossed, eh?
Is this where this don't fit in there? What's going on here? Right, take two.
Let's do a quick stud removal. He says.
Boom. Yeah, so the top, it wouldn't for us go in with the top two studs in. You could undo that, bolt that turbo to that, then put it in, but we thought run them studs out. So if you was changing your turbo, you'd have to undo. Perhaps that's why the manifold splits into two, or it's probably because when they cast it, that'd be so hard to cast. So no, the 4x4 manifold is literally the turbo bolt straight to the side of it. But apparently 2-wheel drive manifolds are quite good because they flow better, but obviously...
Is that what that flat bit is on the top?
What for?
It's not the same manifold, is it?
No, it's completely different. I've got, there's some at the other unit, I've got two 4x4 manifolds, which I got with a load of the spares bits. But that's another thing how you can tell, like the differences between a 2-wheel drive and a 4-wheel drive with the
turbo setup.
Yeah. What horses do you have? Dave?
Nothing major.
What were the names? Have a nice time?
Yeah, it's alright.
Have a laugh?
Yeah, basically.
Couple of beers?
Yeah, I just drank champagne all day.
Champagne Dave, that's what they call him.
On the champers. What tent was you in, Dave? Don't you have certain tents?
No, it's like a bit, obviously when they do a bus, it's like a champagne bus, double decker.
Yeah, you was on
Just sold champagne on the, that's all it does, I think.
Champagne's horrible, Dave.
No, it's not.
You just haven't got the taste.
Yeah. And you got the tongue for it. And it just like bubbly.
Bumbly what wine? Is that what you're going to say? Not champagne. That's what it's called, champagne.
Isn't champagne has to be made in Champagne, the place, to be proper champagne?
Yeah, wasn't we talking about this the other day?
That's the only place that makes champagne.
No.
No, to call it champagne, it has to be made in Champagne.
Really? Yeah.
Sparkling wine is champagne, but it's just not made there.
And you can't sell it as champagne.
No,
it's not made in champagne.
So every single champagne you buy is made in Champagne. How big's this place?
I don't know, mate.
It's like Cornish pasties.
No.
Going to be made in Cornwall.
No, they haven't.
They have to be a proper Cornish.
It's
To be a proper Cornish pasty, it has to be made in Cornwall.
Gangsters.
Yeah, they're all made
What about
down there.
sausage rolls then? Where's sausage rolls made? Sausage rolls.
Have that got no relevance to what you're even on about? There's no place called sausage roll.
What about steak?
Yeah,
But there's no place called steak bake.
but you know,
Baked
like,
on top?
It's been baked well.
Yeah, but they don't all get made.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
I don't know about bake rolls, but good day.
It's the place anyway, Dave.
Yeah, moving that, isn't it?
I was a bit heavy-handed last time trying to remove this part, and I've just damaged all round there. It's when I was trying to get, was it the bottom pulley off or something like that?
Something like that.
It was many moons ago, wasn't it?
Many. You like that, did you?
Like passive remote control.
Remote control.
Because I've known since I was a kid it's a remote control.
Remote control.
Yeah.
You probably would start
People
saying that.
call it like
Music.
doofer
You
and
can't say
box.
music either. He calls it music.
Music.
Listen to me music. Funny though. He was in a shop the other day because Mum said he couldn't go to the pub.
What? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why did your mum say he couldn't be?
Because he's
Tell you what, you pair have it hard, don't you?
no, because what it is, you know, because we're building the house.
Yeah.
And obviously, I said, well, I still need to have a wage. So out the house build, I need to be paid
Yeah,
a
yeah.
wage. And I said, and you do as well, Dad. No, don't need it. Don't need it. So my mum's got racked off because she gets a pension. My dad goes down the pub and spends her pension in the pub. And my mum went, where's your money then? And he was like, and I went, what's up with you? It's this rain, it's pissing me off. He said, because it was raining.
It worked because your mum said he couldn't
Couldn't go to the pub because he had no money. My granddad gave him some money for his birthday to buy some new boots and he spent that down the pub. So he spent his birthday money.
Dad's still giving him birthday money. Funny.
No, my granddad gave it him to get himself some new work boots.
Yeah.
But because my mum had to go about spending, so he spent his birthday money. So my mum wouldn't know because she keeps looking on the bank. See it, John O, 50 quid. Treating her right, mate.
Stiff boy, isn't it?
Jesus, oh my God, my arm's going to be killing us. Can't try and squeeze this and have a steady.
Why don't you warm it up? It'll work easier.
Go on, mate.
What are you doing? Are you really struggling to do that?
Why are you struggling to stand there and
I am.
comment?
I'm not struggling.
You're not, are you?
I'm doing it pretty good actually.
Surely he's good at. I only need a smith. What are you doing, Dave? You're sneaking behind me now.
Oh, I'm just coming to
Well, you come to criticise on the right hand side now.
Just making sure you're doing it properly.
just going to place this on because it's all got to come off. Because the cam belt's got to go on.
I'll go babysitting, ain't you, Stoke?
Yeah, mate.
So
Can't go to the pub today.
we're back in a sec.
Yeah. Shocking that, isn't it?
It's alright.
We've come out for a little ride, haven't we, Dave?
We have, yeah, mate, we have.
Pop into Nutters, because we need some more nuts and bolts to finish off this engine.
And nuts are the nuts.
Nuts are the nuts. Unfortunately, Jack isn't with us, because boys and girls, the Rona is
Has
still
finally
about.
caught him.
He's caught him, got hold of him.
When I nearly died and Stokesy just made it look like a little cold.
Yeah. Well, Jack, we went round
Jack was sound, yeah.
I've seen worse hangovers in him.
Jack's had worse looks of hangovers.
Yeah, but no, I think
He's milking it. He's got his little he's got his little remote control and for the TV. He's got his little laptop. He's got his blanket on the settee. You know. But
no, it affects people in different ways.
It does, mate. It does.
So, yeah, we're off to Nutters now. We're in traffic. So it literally says on the sat nav, 5 minutes round the corner.
Yeah, 5 minutes, mate.
So hopefully we'll get all our nuts and bolts, so we can get this engine finally all back together. Like
Are we going to the Zinkers as well?
The Zinkers, yeah. There's a few little bits like.
I don't think we're going to make it to the Zinkers.
So yeah, we'll see.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Okay.
We're about to be asked for some money now.
Oh yeah, more man.
Off mine now.
Well, they need chip and pin really, don't they? Because you don't have a lot of cash.
No.
I mean, like, all I'm saying is, I'm not ripping them. At the end
No,
of the
no,
day,
listen, do you know
but
what,
if
like,
back
no
in the
buskers
day-
now. Buskers have got chip and pin now.
I can't blame them. I'm not going left. This
Yeah, left at this
because
hour, mate.
back in say 2000 or whatever,
Yeah.
everyone had cash, didn't they?
Yeah, everyone had change and now it's just filtering out and you just need that little tap.
He's probably got. He probably takes Bitcoin now.
Man, oi, he should put that on his sign. Bitcoin accepted. That'd be quality. I'd give him some change if he had that, you know. I would, that's quality, that is.
Busking for Bitcoin.
Shout at him, busking for Bitcoin.
No, he's got enough troubles, Dave. We don't need me shouting at him. We've arrived. So if you need any bits and bobs, nuts and bolts, washers, you know, you name it, Nutters.
Nutters.
Nuts.
Nutters are the nuts.
We should work. We should get a discount.
We should.
So literally, they were hating us, weren't
Yeah.
they? No, I was having a laugh.
Nah, having a laugh. We got in there. We got in there about half an hour before they closed, and we've literally just
got
left.
all them boxes there, and they've literally.
You know what? Yeah, there you go. The lighting's better now.
Yeah, they've matched all what was in them boxes, and
Looked after us.
what do you think? Oh, you see all them boxes of nuts there? £14. What was it?
£14.30 something. I don't know. Something
14
like that.
quid.
Say 15 quid for argument's sake.
Yeah.
It's worth every penny.
I don't think we've had a bill over 20 quid.
No,
have we?
no, we
Do you know what
haven't.
I mean? With all them nuts and bolts.
I don't
and
even
washers.
think when I went with double the amount of that.
Yeah.
I think it was like £28, 28 quid something.
So if you do need something and you want to annoy people, turn up to Nutters with all your nuts and bolts, and they'll literally, like I say, they go through our tubs, and literally Dave's got it on the dash there.
There you go. There's a card.
And look, they've literally just shut the shop
They've literally just shut the shop for us. So yeah, there it is again. If you need it, get at them. They're on Google anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's not just like for Cosworth stuff.
Nah.
Literally any nut and bolt, they more or less they've got it. And
Yeah,
they don't.
more or less. Yeah. They don't. Or they've got like something that.
Are near enough.
Yes.
Like they might have something a little tiny bit longer, and you may have to say cut it down, or it's still working it. But they've got loads of stuff. You have to put your belt on, mate.
Yeah. All right, go on then.
Right.
Go on.
So let's get back to putting this engine back together.
Yeah.
looking good, ain't she? Look at that, brand new donkey, isn't it? But as always, there's a few little bits here and there. The bolts what go in the end for the cam cover, cam pulleys. Yeah. We need to get them reanodised. Just some, you know, it just slips your mind. Little bits what slips your mind. So the majority of it's there, in its place. There's a few other little bits. I've got a tap for the sump plug. I've just put 2 bolts in the sump plug just to get it on there out of the way. I've got a new tap and a bolt and a helicoil, I think, just to run in that. Apparently that's what people have done. It's a common problem. It's a steel plug with an alley sump that gets stripped. So yeah, cam belt's got to go back on. A few pulleys and it's more or less there. Then it's just like injectors and all them sort of bits. So that's going to be it for today's episode with getting this back together. But as you can see, bit of a transformation on it, isn't there?
Yep.
I'm feeling good about it, Jack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
looking more whole again, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just nice to put, you know, nice shiny bits back together. But that, like I said, what we've realised is if you don't do everything, it sticks out like a sore thumb. So there's a few little bits what we've got to get done, but yeah. So we're going to leave it there for now, and we're going to get into something else next week, aren't we?
Yeah. So like, follow, share and subscribe.
Yeah, and hit the bell icon.
All that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Ta-da.
Ta-da.